Okay, my regular camera isn't working today, so I'll just do it the video on my iPad, and you'll just still write down everything that I write down on here into your notebooks. So the objective for today is 2.0b, and it's I can simplify expressions with the distributive property. So first, let's write down the steps. The first step is always going to be to change subtraction to adding a negative. The second step would be to distribute. And then the third step would be to combine the like terms. And then the last step would be to simplify the signs. So we'll just do a couple of examples together. So for example 1, we're going to do u minus 6u minus, whoops, that's not right, minus 4u plus u squared. So remember, step 1 was to always change the sign of the one behind. And then step 2 is to distribute, and there actually is something to distribute. In front of the parentheses there's a -1. So I'll distribute that to both terms inside. So I have u plus negative 6u plus negative 4u plus negative u squared. So negative 1 times 4u gave me the negative 4u, and negative 1 times u squared gave me the negative u squared. Now I can combine the like terms. So I usually always start with the highest exponent, and that's this u squared, negative u squared. There's nothing I can combine with that, so I'm still going to write down a negative u squared. But I can't add anything else, and then I can add the u, the negative 6u, and the negative 4u. So I'm going to add the u plus the negative 6u plus the negative 4u. And remember, there's an invisible 1 in front of the u. So I add the coefficients. 1 plus negative 6 is negative 5. Negative 5 plus negative 4 is negative 9. So I have negative 9u. Then I put this back together into one expression, so it would be negative u squared minus 9u. And that would be it. If you put negative u squared plus negative 9u, it wouldn't be completely simplified, so you'd have to do step 4 and simplify this to make negative u squared minus 9u. For example 2, we're going to do 8 times x plus 7 plus x times 7 plus 2x. So the first step is to change the sign of the one behind, but we can only do that when we see subtraction. There's no subtraction here. So I will just, let me change my color. There we go. Start with step 2, which is to distribute. So I have to distribute the 8, and I have to distribute the x to these two terms. So I have 8 times x plus 8 times 7 plus x times 7 plus x times 2x. Then I need to simplify the multiplication. So 8 times x is 8x, 8 times 7 is 56, x times 7 is 7x, and x times 2x is 2x squared. Then step 3 is to add the like terms. Again, I start with the highest exponent. There's nothing I can combine with the 2x squared, but I'm still going to write it here. Then I can combine the terms with the x's. So I can add 8x plus 7x, which would give me 15x. and then I can combine the 56 is a constant term. I can't combine that with anything, but I can put all three of these into one expression, so I can say 2x squared plus 15x plus 56. And I can't simplify that anymore because they're not like terms, and I only have pluses, not plus and negative in between. For our last example, example 3, we're going to do 9 times x plus 7 minus 7x plus 2. So again, the first thing I do, change the sign in the one behind, and then I have to distribute. So there is a 9 for me to distribute here, and there is a negative 1 for me to distribute here. So I have 9 times x plus 9 times 7 plus negative 1 times 7x plus negative 1 times 2. And then I would simplify. 9 times x is 9x, 9 times 7 is 63, negative 1 times 7x is negative 7x, negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. Then I can add the like terms. 9x can be combined with the negative 7x. 9x plus negative 7x is 2x. And then 63 can be added to the negative 2. 63 plus negative 2 is 61. So simplified, this would be 2x plus 61.